Good morning and welcome to the Daily Light Devotion. I hope all of you have had a wonderful Friday and looking forward to today. That is the 20th of December. Today, in the Encountering the Savior series, we're going to look at John chapter 18, verses 28 to 38. The title is Jesus Before Pilate, Truth on Trial. So the scene has shifted from the religious court of the Roman court, right? Jesus is taken from the high priest's house to the judgment hall of Pilate. So, in these verses, we witness the hypocrisy of the religious leaders, the political pressure on Pilate, right? The innocence of Christ, the nature of his kingdom, and the profound revelation of truth. As we know, Jesus is the truth himself, and he stands before a confused and conflicted ruler, right? And the passage shows the collision between earthly power and the eternal kingdom, the power belonging to the eternal kingdom. Verse 28 says, Then they led Jesus from Capiasus to the praetorium, but they themselves did not go in, lest they should be defiled. So the Jewish leaders refused to enter Pilate's residence, so they won't be defiled before Passover. Yet at the same time, they broke every commandment. The plot to murder, right? They manipulated justice and they rejected their Messiah, who they've been waiting for centuries, right? They avoiding ceremony defilement while embracing moral corruption is what we understand from this verse, right? So external religion without inward purity leads to hypocrisy, right? God desires us a holiness in our hearts, not in a legalistic ritual. Verse 29 and 30, Pilate asks, What accusation do you bring against this man? They answer, If he was not an evildoer, we would not have delivered him to you. Um, so, they give no real charge, only an assumption of guilt. This reveals their hatred, their lack of evidence, and their manipulative tactics, right? They want Pilate to kind of just give a rubber stamp on the judgment that they passed. So when truth is absent, accusations become kind of vague and emotional, right? And Christ's innocence exposes the motive of his accusers. Verse 31, you take him and judge him according to your law. So Pilate recognizes their dishonesty, and he was a ruler, so he understood the heart of every person. He had a kind of understanding. But they replied, it was not lawful for us to put anyone to death. So they wanted accusation, right? But only Rome can authorize crucifixion. So human schemes cannot stop the divine prophecy, right? Even unbelievers unknowingly fulfill God's plan. Verse 32, that the saying of Jesus might be fulfilled, which he spoke, saying, signifying by what death he would die. So Jesus predicted that he would be lifted up on in John 3:14, and in John 12:32 and 33, he would be crucified, die as a Roman style death, right? Had the Jews executed him, it would have been stoning, but God ordained crucifixion, right? Um, so, you know, so every detail of Jesus's death was divinely orchestrated. So it was planned before and it would go according to the plan. Prophecy proves Jesus is the true Messiah because he fulfilled this also. Verses 33 and 34, Pilate privately questions Jesus, Are you the king of Jews? Jesus answers, Are you speaking for yourself or did others tell you this? So Jesus exposes Pilate's motive, right? Is Pilate personally seeking the truth or is he simply repeating accusations? And Jesus invites Pilate into self examination here, right? Jesus always brings us to confront our motives. What is our intent? Are we doing something or following him? What is the real reason, right? The truth demands personal response, not secondhand option, right? Verse 35, am I a Jew? Your own nation delivered you to me. What have you done? Pilate denies responsibility. He shifts the blames on to the Jews, right? He senses Jesus is innocent, but is unwilling to risk political discomfort. Pilate wants neutrality, but neutrality is impossible when we with Christ, right? Avoiding responsibility is itself a decision, which is a spiritual decision, right? And we cannot be neutral about Jesus. Every heart must choose or decide to reject. There is no middle ground here. Verse 36, my kingdom is not of this world. Jesus describes his kingdom. It's not political, uh, not built on violence, not supported by earthly power, not dependent on human armies. Yet it is real, eternal, spiritual, based on truth, ruling hearts, not territories. So he said, if my kingdom were of this world, my servants would fight. So his followers did not use worldly means to advance his rule. So Christ's kingdom operates by truth, love, and spirit, not force. True power is spiritual, not political. Verse 37, you say rightly that I am king, for this cause I was born, that I should bear witness to truth. So Jesus proclaims he's a king. His kingdom is based on truth, his mission is based on revelation, and his voice is for those who belong to God. Right? Everyone who is of the truth hears my voice. The truth is not an idea, he's a person, the person of Jesus Christ. So, real kingship is defined by the truth and purpose. And lovers of the truth recognize the voice of Jesus. So, that's what it is. Um, Verse 38, Pilate asks, what is the truth? But he does not wait for the answer. The one is the truth, stands before him, yet he walks away. Pilate is close to the truth, right? But refuses to receive it. The truth is revealed to the willing heart, not to the indifferent or hardened heart. And missing Jesus is the greatest tragedy of any spiritual indecision. So, what are some of the life applications? Do not settle for outward religion, right? We should not. We should avoid the trap of shifting responsibility. We should stand firm in truth even when the world is confused or hostile. Recognize that Jesus' kingdom is spiritual, eternal, unstoppable. Listen for Jesus' voice, right? The truth is found in Him alone. We do not need to walk away from the truth like Pilate. We need to respond with faith. And like we said, the truth is Jesus. It's a person. Trust God's plan is fulfilled even though unjust circumstances. So encourage you today that Jesus before the Pilate, we can stand before anyone, right? Um, uh, Jesus faced false accusations, so we could be declared righteous, right? He revealed the truth even to those who rejected him, because his kingdom is not shaken by earthly powers. He's the King of truth, he's the King of purpose, he's the King of eternity. And those who belong to him hear his voice. So God bless you. Have a wonderful day today, and I will see you tomorrow.